Mackenzie Johnston with Livestock Digital Daily, bringing you your November 18th cattle industry headlines. Brought to you by AgRisk Advisors. They help you manage your risk so you can manage your operation. With over 20 years of experience, AgRisk Advisors provide honest and transparent advice. They offer insurance solutions that helps you minimize risk and maximize profitability for your farming and ranching operations. They might not be able to make it rain, but they can sure ease the pain. If you want to learn more about pasture, rangeland, forage insurance, go ahead and reach out to AgRisk Advisors. They can help you understand what PRF insurance is all about and everything it can do for your operation. Also, if you're interested in an LRP on either fat or feeder cattle, they can sure help you out with that, or any other insurance option they can sure help you out with. So again, if you need more information, go ahead and reach out to AgRisk Advisors. Drovers has reported through September, U.S. beef exports have averaged $1 billion per month, currently on pace for a record year. According to CattleFax CEO Randy Block, these exports play a critical role in the value of cattle for American ranchers. During the USMEF Strategic Planning Conference down in Oklahoma City, Block addressed attendees saying global beef demand this year is at the highest level on record. Despite September's data dealing with some headwinds, beef exports were down 7% in both volume and value during that month. But despite that, during the first 9 months of 2022, beef exports were still 4% above last year at 1.12 million metric tons. Furthermore, export value during these months reached $9.12 billion, up 20% year over year, already achieving the second highest total for any calendar year. According to Jay Crable, Senior Vice President of International Sales for Tyson Fresh Meats, exports are extremely beneficial to the entire U.S. beef industry. From the cow-calf guy to the feeder, the backgrounder, you name it, we are all benefiting from beef exports. In terms of value to U.S. producers, Block claims for every pound of beef the U.S. exports, we generate about 60 cents a pound more on what we export than what we import. But recent economic headwinds suggest a moderate slowdown in the export market going forward, as we would expect with economies all around the world struggling. According to Block, CattleFax is expecting to see a 2 to 3% decline in export activity in 2023, but exports, they should moderate come 2024. But Block, he's not worried about this situation because there are plenty customers around the world that have gained a taste for America's high quality beef. So with all of that being said about beef exports, it is important to remember that just this year, the U.S. has imported 2.64 billion pounds of beef. That's up 6.4% year over year. Year over year, beef imports from Brazil are up 73%, and from Mexico, they are up 15%. So yes, it is great to see exports doing well, but it needs to be noted how much beef we are actually importing into this country. This update is also sponsored by Circle 5 Cow School. If you want to learn how to preg check your own cows or start AIing, Circle 5 Cow School is definitely the way to go. Here on the 2nd and 3rd of December, they're going to be hosting a school down in Springfield, Missouri. If you're in that area, I encourage you to check them out. And if you just want to check out their schedule, head on over to circle5cowschool.com. That's the number 5 in there. Or you can go ahead and just give them a follow on Facebook. MarketWatch has reported 3 meat plant workers have filed a federal lawsuit accusing 11 of our nation's largest beef and pork processors of conspiring to depress wages and benefits. The lawsuit seeks class action status and alleges the processors have worked together since at least 2014 to keep workers' compensation lower than the market would allow, violating the Sherman Antitrust Act. The 3 meat plant workers, they are from Georgia and Iowa, but they seek to represent hundreds of thousands of other people who have worked in jobs from slaughtering to production at the company's collective 140 plants. So a few of the main companies, just a handful of the main companies that are involved with this suit, companies we would expect: JBS, Cargill, Data Company, AgriStats, National Beef, Smithfield Foods, Purdue Farms, the likely suspects. The lawsuit claims the meat producers had secret meetings to discuss wages and communicated about them secretly to avoid having any written record of the conversations. Our final sponsor for this update is Open Country Sales. Dan McMartin, he is the owner and operator of Open Country. He has geared his business towards making the lives of farmers and ranchers more profitable and efficient. If you were looking for farming equipment, if you're looking for livestock equipment, he's got it. And if he doesn't have it, he can sure get it for you. So if you want to learn more, head on over to www.opencountryllc.com. Meeting Place and CNN Business has reported the International Brotherhood of Boilermakers, representing 300 rail workers, have become the third rail union to reject tentative labor agreements intended to temporarily avoid a railroad strike here before the holidays. The union fully expects to continue negotiating towards a satisfactory contract, but this rejection just takes us one step closer to our rail lines being shut down across the United States. In the past few weeks, the agreements were also rejected by the Brotherhood of Railroad Signalmen, representing more than 6,000 rail workers, and the Brotherhood of Maintenance Way Employees. They represent 11,000 members of the rail industry. The two largest unions, representing locomotive engineers and trainmen and conductors, are expected to announce their vote on the labor agreements next week, so it will be interesting to see what they come back with. Finally, Reuters has reported on Wednesday the FDA for the first time cleared a meat product grown from animal cells for human consumption. Upside Foods, a company that makes cell-cultured chicken by harvesting cells from live animals and using the cells to grow meat in stainless steel tanks, will now be able to bring its products to market once it has been inspected by the USDA. FDA's approval doesn't mean that all lab-grown meat is cleared for sale. It is just approval for Upside's products. It is interesting to me that we have companies coming out with meat grown in a petri dish. We have all seen how Beyond and Impossible, how those companies, how they've basically failed, and consumers just aren't going for fake meat. Plant-based was bad enough, and now you want to grow it in a stainless steel tank and you expect consumers to go for that. It's almost laughable what these companies are doing. That is all I have for you guys this morning. I hope everyone's had a good week. I hope you guys have stayed warm. It has been quite chilly. Have yourself a wonderful weekend, and I will catch you on Monday morning.